Hello Cancer, you Moonchild. Here's your weekly horoscope for March 14 to March 20th. Well, the good news is we start the week with the Sun-Venus conjunction in Pisces. And Pisces is another water sign like Cancer. And with the Sun conjunct Venus, that's a really positive aspect generally. Whenever the Sun aspects a sign, house, or another planet, it tends to brighten the situation, sometimes brings a spotlight on it, which may not necessarily be good news. But in general, the Sun-Venus conjunction is a very good aspect because it kind of helps with, especially in the sign of Pisces, it will help you smooth over any difficulties in any relationships. If there were any problems within your relationships, this is a great aspect for resolving them. It also is just a great aspect for feeling a lot more cheery, a lot more positive. You know, your sign is very moody. Your moods change like the phases of the moon, the ruling planet as we call it for astrology for Cancer. So with the Sun-Venus conjunction in Pisces, generally you'll find you probably will be a lot less moody in a negative way, and hopefully finding that there's a lot more to be positive and cheerful about and be feeling better, especially in the early part of the week. Now, I will say your ruling planet, the moon, is in a square aspect to the Pluto in Capricorn. A square aspect to the Pluto in Capricorn on Monday, Pluto being opposite your sign. So this will create what's called a T-square. So there could be some challenges on Monday within relationships. Basically, you need to kind of get things discussed or squared off with someone or something that's very important to you. Pluto does represent sometimes government. It can also represent very large corporations. So if you've had any issues with those groups, it could be that something comes up on Monday that will need to be resolved with them. As well, with Venus conjunct Neptune in Pisces until Tuesday, anyhow, this week, it was so most of last week as well, there's a mixed bag with that aspect. Other astrologers, I find, were really stressing the very positive side of it, which it is. Venus conjunct Neptune can be wonderful for allowing your feelings out, to be creative and artistic, to connect with spirit and your higher power. Art and creativity can be part of spiritual pursuits for some people, and that's fantastic. But unfortunately, the other thing about Venus conjunct Neptune that I point out to people is because Venus relates to your feelings and Neptune relates to, at times, deception, disillusionment, and things like that. The Venus-Neptune conjunction sometimes can bring up some issues, especially in relationships, if one of you is not being honest with the other, or if there is a conscious or an unconscious perhaps need to hide your real feelings, or to just not help things be more clear. So with the conjunction, there is the opportunity to clear the fog. You know, when you stir up water in a pond, it gets very, very muddy, and you can't see to the bottom. But in time, all that sediment settles back down and you can see clearly through to the bottom again. The Venus-Neptune conjunction is kind of like that. It may stir up stuff, but at the same time, that stuff, once it's settled, things calm down, things get better again. So certainly from Wednesday on this week, I think you'll find that things will probably improve in any relationships that may be having some conflict at the moment. Great news, the planet Mars in Gemini is in a hidden part of your chart right now in the 12th house, but from Tuesday on it begins to trine Saturn. What is great about that is that, well, any hidden matters may come to light this week once that trine begins to be in effect, or it could be something you're working on behind the scenes quietly, something that you've been in development with or working on. It begins to you can attend to it more. You find that there's progress made. You find that you have more self-discipline even to do it, because sometimes with the aspects we've been experiencing the last couple months, especially the sign of Cancer, you don't feel like doing very much if you're not feeling good inside. So the fact that I can see that you probably will be very active, very motivated this week tells me that you probably will be feeling a lot better by midweek and therefore be able to get things moving along more in the way you would like them to be. With Neptune and Pisces in a semi-sextile to Jupiter all week, it was there last week as well, the opportunity for that planetary connection is for you to kind of rediscover or reacquaint yourself with your spirituality, your faith, and all aspects of healing. Because Jupiter and Neptune, when they get together, well, some aspects bring about illness, but this aspect brings about healing. What's wonderful about this too, Neptune rules drugs like vaccines. So it could very well be that for many Cancer people and many other signs, what I'm seeing is a lot of countries are rolling out the vaccine this week or last week or even into next week. But the point of the matter is, there is a healing experience going on with this kind of an aspect that may affect all signs, but it certainly may affect your sign because the Neptune in Pisces is very kind to Cancer. So all in all, it should be a better week than bad for sure, Cancer. And I think I can safely say that there is a bit of a turning point as of the new moon that goes on Saturday, or as we move more into this week, you'll find, yeah, you know what, I'm ready to leave some things behind and let's move forward in a very positive way. And I think you're going to begin to do that and be happy as you begin to see some progress that's a lot more positive. Good luck.